I mean, I think the First Nations Forward series, not to like blow our own horn or anything, but it was like way ahead of the game, right? The First Nations Forward series is dedicated to highlighting stories of success and sustainability, Indigenous-led stewardship in BC. And you know, you had that journalistic intuition that was like, there's so many things happening. I feel like we're not really covering it. Maybe we're not doing it in the right way. And then when I took, you know, started following these stories and building relationships and learning, it's like there are so many stories of success, of clean energy projects, of guardian programs, of tribal parks programs, of, you know, really creative ways of exercising sovereignty and working with Canada's government at different levels. So I mean, it was, for me, it was like, it's been an honor to do this work. And then in the time with a global health pandemic, I mean, you mentioned that article. I wrote two articles at the very beginning. One was about it not being the first time Indigenous peoples have experienced, but the first one that really went viral was that COVID is telling the world what Indigenous peoples have been saying for thousands of years,
Right.
which is that we can't do that, what we've been doing. We can't work in the way that we've been working because it's not sustainable for the environment. And so, I mean, that's something that I was hearing from people over the last 2 years working in this project. So I thought, well, I can't really, you know, go back right now, but there's still so many people I genuinely just want to hear from right now, because, you know, Joe Martin, you know, from Cleocreate has been telling me similar things for so long. So what does he have to say about it? And then from there, it was like, I've built so many relationships over the last few years, and I've met so many inspiring, humble people with, you know, a lot of knowledge to share. So we all kind of shifted online. And I do have to say, I was inspired by Brazil, and the way that a lot of people are very technologically savvy here. Like, you know, it doesn't seem like a lot of people in Canada and the US are really paying attention, but when you're here and you're paying attention to Brazilian, like, social media, for example, I mean, there are prominent Indigenous leaders who are holding webinars and Zoom calls and these panels every day. And I was just trying to keep up. I'm like, I'm trying to interview 2 to 3 people a week, and I'm, you know, seeing how organized they are. So yeah, so I was inspired by where I am and the folks here as well.